Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving deep into a document that can literally make or break a construction project. But honestly, it's something that's so often misunderstood. We're talking about the variation order.
I mean, it's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Anyone who's ever been near a building site has asked this. You start with a solid plan, you've got your budget locked in, a clear schedule, so what gives? Why does it feel like things almost never go exactly as planned?
Well, the answer is actually a lot simpler than you might think. See, that plan? It's just the starting line. Change isn't a sign that someone messed up, it's just a fundamental reality of construction. So the real challenge isn't trying to avoid change, it's about how well you manage it when it pops up.
And it will pop up. Whether it's the client who suddenly decides they want a different type of flooring, or maybe a tiny design flaw that nobody caught until now, or you start digging and find something totally unexpected in the ground, these changes are going to happen. The real question is, what do you do about it? This is where our hero of the day comes in. The formal, professional, and frankly, the only sane way to handle change is with a variation order, or as you'll hear everyone call it, a VO. Just think of it as the official rulebook for when the game changes mid-play. Now, a VO is not just a quick chat by the cement mixer or a casual email. No way. It is a legally binding update to your contract. It formally documents any change, and I mean any change, whether you're adding work, taking work away, or just switching out materials. And for a VO to actually do its job, it needs these 4 key ingredients. You need a description of the change that's crystal clear. You need a full cost breakdown, every single penny. You need an honest look at how it's going to affect the project timeline. And of course, you need signatures from everybody involved to make it official. If you're missing even one of these, you're basically just inviting chaos. Okay, so let's talk types. The most common one you'll see is a directed variation. It's super straightforward. The client decides they want something different. You know, they saw something on Pinterest and now they have to have granite countertops instead of the laminate in the plan. They direct the change and a VO gets drawn up to document it all. Simple. Now this is where things get a bit more interesting. We have what's called a constructive variation. This is when a change is basically forced on the project by the circumstances. Maybe there's an error in the architect's drawings, or you start digging the foundation and bam, you hit a massive chunk of bedrock that wasn't on any survey. You have to change the plan, and that detour needs a VO to cover the extra work, time, and money. But hey, VOs aren't always about problems. They can actually be a huge source of innovation. This is the beneficial variation. It's when the contractor on the ground says, you know what? There's a smarter, faster, or even cheaper way to do this. It's a total win-win, and a VO makes it official. So, why do we care so much about all this paperwork? I mean, it's a hassle, right? Well, because without it, you're just running on handshake deals and vague conversations. And let me tell you, that is the fastest road to a full-blown dispute. VOs are what give you control. I mean, just look at this. It's like 2 completely different universes. Over on the left, that's a project without VOs. It's a world of confusion, constant arguments, budgets spiraling out of control, and it very often ends up in court. Now look to the right. With a proper VO process, you get clarity, you get agreement, you get control, and you get legal protection for everyone. It's a no-brainer. This right here, this is a mantra in the construction industry, and for a very, very good reason. A verbal agreement is worth about as much as the paper it's written on, which is to say, nothing. A signed variation order, that's your proof, that's your protection. Okay, let's get into the practical side of things. The VO process is designed to create a clear, logical path from a potential problem to an agreed-upon solution. It's built to protect everybody.
So it all kicks off when someone, anyone, identifies the need for a change. That leads to step 2, a formal request is put in writing. Then comes the really critical part, number 3, evaluation. The contractor figures out exactly what it'll cost and how much extra time it'll take. The client reviews it. Once everyone's on the same page, we hit step 4, approval, where the client signs the official VO. And only then does the new work actually start. And finally, step 6, the approved cost gets added to the next payment cycle. It's a clean, traceable process from start to finish.
Knowing the process is one thing, but actually managing it like a pro is what separates a smooth project from a nightmare. So let's go over a few best practices that will save you a world of headaches.
Rule number 1, and it's non-negotiable. Document everything. If a client tells you something on site, even something small, your very next move should be to send a quick email called a confirmation of verbal instruction, or a CVI. This simple step confirms what was said, puts it in writing, and officially gets the ball rolling on the VO process. And when we talk about documenting, you have to be fast. The clock is always ticking. Many standard contracts give you a very specific window of time to formally notify the other party about a change. Often, it's just 28 days from when you first became aware of the issue. If you miss that window, you could completely lose your right to claim any extra time or money. So burn that number into your brain, 28 days. All right, 2 more pro tips for you. First, you absolutely have to maintain a live variation register. It's just a simple log, usually a spreadsheet, that tracks every single VO. You can see what's pending, what's approved, what's been rejected. It gives you a real-time snapshot of your project's financial health. Second, when you're pricing a change, go back to the contract. Use the rates that were already agreed upon in the bill of quantities. It keeps everything fair and transparent, and it shuts down arguments before they can even start.
So let's just boil this all down. What are the key takeaways? First, VOs are not a sign of failure. They are a necessary, normal tool for managing the reality of construction. Second, a clear, written process isn't just bureaucracy, it's protection for everybody: the client, the contractor, everyone. And finally, the 3 golden rules: document everything, act fast, and track it all.
And that brings us to the end. So I want to leave you with a question to think about. After hearing all this, what's the one thing, the single tangible action you're going to do differently on your next project to manage change better? Give that some thought. Thanks for tuning in.